somebody yesterday about a really special experience that they had and how they were kind of missing the fact that it was done and moving past that. And it occurred to me, it's like there's some invitation for us in our culture to limit the amount of special things that can be in our lives. And literally this experience was like this sacred experience that she had in this event that she had in her life, and it was like we were talking about how, geez, well, how come there's only so much sacred stuff that kind of we're allowed to have, or where did we get that idea that like we had to limit the amount of sacred we could have in our lives? Especially, this is not to say that you that do sacred stuff because it's good. I'm not saying that at all. But if something is sort of having sacred experiences in your life is something that matters to you and that you get joy from and you get energy from, that's what I'm talking about. So if that's you, then thinking about, and maybe you don't have this experience either, that there are some limits, but I know that it certainly has come up in my own experience, my own life, that like sacred things happen in this space, and other than that, no other sacred stuff, because like, yeah, that whatever that was, because there's a rule against it or something. So yes, the idea of like, how can we like invite more sacred into our lives, and in what ways can we invite sacred into our lives? And for some folks and in some traditions, it's just about like even the breathing work, or the taking a moment, or when we're attending to what's actually going on right here, right now, or when we're thinking about what we're grateful for, or when we're doing some service, or when we're just watching the sunrise, or watching the moon rise, or writing some poetry, or having a conversation with somebody that we care about. That it's those like captured times that we're actually attending to can be sacred times. And so you just like by thinking about them that way, we then sort of heighten these times, and we think about how um, so many things can be, eating a good meal, or eating food at all, or having access to food or water or air, or any number of different things, but that these might be things that we would take up as sacred. And if we do that, then we're kind of increasing the amount of sacred time in our lives, and then we're kind of maybe cherishing that time a little bit more, and then maybe like has us cherishing ourselves a little bit more. And because I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot about sort of the effects of fear right now in our lives, and I hear about it a lot in the work that I do, about how we can be invited into these fear places really, really frequently. And I just wonder about maybe the kind of the sacred thing kind of being the counter to the fear. Because the thing about the fear thing is, it's sort of like kind of can come up, and like something can happen that we can't control, whether fear might come into our lives. But taking up a position of sacredness, maybe in the context of a practice of gratitude, is totally something I can do. And so there's this fear thing that I can't really control, but then there's the sacred thing that I kind of can. And so then it's like, oh, well, that's sort of cool, because then I can kind of counter that fear experience with a kind of sacred thing, and that undermines maybe the power of that fear thing to be as powerful as might be otherwise in my life, and then come back to where I am right here, right now. And so that's kind of cool. So anyway, just something to think about, how there isn't, not as far as I know, there's not any rules against sacred time. There's a quota that you have for the day, and so that's cool. And so then how can I create kind of sacred time in my day, since there isn't a quota, and I can have as much of it, as I want, and that might undermine the sort of the power and those powerful limitations of fear that kind of come in and sort of undermine me and my power, my ability to be right here, right now. So something to think about. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's a little cloudy right here in northeastern United States, but not a bad day all around. A little bit warmer than it was yesterday. And that's what sticks with Dr. Joel for today. I will be back tomorrow with Possibility Friday. Hope you're having a great day, and also be doing my live music stream tomorrow around 5 o'clock. And I will see you all then, or you'll see me.